Hi, I'm Jim Clifford, designated broker with Washington Realty Group, and this is the first video in a series of videos that I'm doing about unoccupied homes. Now, this is a lot of dry information, and I'm going to tell you this is probably the hardest one of the videos for me to do because this is about valuating your home. Not that I don't know how to evaluate a home. I've evaluated hundreds and thousands of homes over the years. But this one is going to be difficult because we are talking about some concepts of how to put a house on the market that's unoccupied and get the most money out of it. You are probably aware of the term CMA, which is competitive market advantage, or the term BPO, broker price opinion. These are two different types of valuations that most real estate agents do when it comes time to put a home on the market. What they do basically is say, okay, here's the size of a home, and here are all the homes in your neighborhood, and we're going to compare your home to other homes, and we're going to try and find homes that are the most similar to your home, and we're going to do as little adjustment as possible and come up with a value. The good side of a CMA is it does tell you, hey, compared to other homes in my immediate neighborhood, this is what my home is worth. But there's also a negative side to it, because what you're saying is your home is only based upon the value of homes in your immediate neighborhood. And I'm going to tell you, there's one term that when it comes to selling real estate, as a seller, you really need to understand, and that is think like a buyer. By think like a buyer, if you're going to buy a home, you're not going to buy a home in one neighborhood and say, that's the only place that I'm going to even look for a home. All I care about is buying in this neighborhood. You're going to look throughout the area. You're going to make adjustments as far as what the home neighborhood's like, how old, how new homes are. All buyers do is they look around and they say, in my price range, what I can afford, then what can I purchase? And they're going to look for the best deal overall, not just in your neighborhood. Because your home is going to go on the market unoccupied, there are some differences that you have to think about. Number one, when buyers go through your home, they're going to be a little more aggressive in looking through the home. They know the home, they're going to know, even if you stage the home or leave some personal property in the home when they're looking at it, they're going to go through the home knowing it's unoccupied, and they're going to open more cabinets, they're going to open doors more, they're going to look everywhere because they're not going to feel that they're being obtrusive in making a full inspection of the home when you put it on the market. One of the ways that as a seller you can overcome all of the obtrusiveness or the extra push that a buyer does on an unoccupied home is to get a home inspection done ahead of time and have a copy of that home inspection ready for buyers before they actually walk in the home. But I also understand many times when you're selling an unoccupied home, you don't have the extra money to go ahead and pay for a home inspection prior to putting the home on the market. I would, however, suggest it's a good idea to think about it because it may, in the long run, save you a lot of money. The purpose of having the home inspection ahead of time is to try and get a list of things that you may or may not want to repair prior to putting the home on the market. If you cannot afford a home inspection, have your real estate agent really do a thorough walkthrough with you and look at everything in the home. I know that a lot of people like to think that they can put their home on the market and sell it just as is, and they can get top dollar for the home. That the only thing that buyers are going to do is take off the cost of making the minor repairs or the cost of the repairs, and then they'll get full value less the cost of the repairs. But honestly, that's not what happens. If a buyer goes through a home and let's say they see oh, the roof needs repair. This is a roof, it may not be leaking right now, but we know it's not going to last another 2 or 3 years, and we have to replace it. Depending on the size of the home, the repair can be anywhere from $6,000, $7,000, or it could be up as high as $20,000. Buyers are always going to estimate on the high side, but they're also going to say to themselves, if I have to put $20,000 into this house, then I expect that I'm not only going to get my $20,000 back, I'm going to get $20,000 plus. This is again where I say think like a buyer. Buyers want the money to come back not only on what they spend, but they want a profit or they want a return on that cost. So you really need to go through and take a look at what your house looks like, what it's going to look like to a buyer, and how you're going to best accomplish getting the home sold at the highest net value to you. What I like to do with homes that I sell that are unoccupied. No, by the way, I have sold about 1,500 unoccupied homes over the last 10 years. So I really do know what I'm talking about here. What I like to do is go back and say if this is full value repaired of the home, and we cannot make the repairs, we cannot afford the cost of making the repairs, then I work backwards. I say, let's say the house is worth $200,000 repaired. The repair costs are going to be about $40,000 to bring it to financing conditions. A buyer would be able to then go in and get FHA or VA financing. That would not mean that the house should sell at 160. Whatever buyer is going to come in there is going to say, if I'm putting $40,000 into it, plus the value when I get out of it is only going to be $200,000, then I need to buy the home somewhere around 120. And now that sounds like a lot, but if it is an investor, they also have to figure out the cost of resale after they repair it. Work with your agent. Work backwards from what the full value is going to be, figure out what you can and cannot repair, and then understand who your buyer is going to be. Go after that buyer, your marketing plan, which we'll talk about later, a good marketing plan to get that buyer and bring it all together. So what I'm telling you is get a good agent, know what they're doing, and work with them to get you the most amount of money. And I'll talk to you again soon.